Dave Paulides, Can-Am Missing Project, a copyrighted edition for our video channel. First of all, Merry Christmas. And Huck is here in the room saying she hopes you have a great Christmas, huh? Oh yes, you're so pretty. Yes, you're so pretty. Yeah. And she loves being scratched and loved. Good girl. So, we're in the studio today. We got it all dollied up for Christmas. Yes, we do. So, I need to say thank you to a couple people right away. And I feel eternally blessed to have met so many nice people over the years. I realize it's Christmas Day. And sometimes we forget who are the supporters out there, who are the people that really care about us. And we're going to go over a little bit about that today, because I know there's people that are lonely on Christmas Day. I get it. First, I want to get some thank yous out of the way. And one of them comes from some friends that we met at MontanaCon. Said, my wife Rosa, myself, and my kids own and operate Mountain Warrior Honey. Mountain Warrior Honey in Longmont, Colorado. We've been following that's Huck. Okay, that's enough, Huck. Thank you very much. We attended MontanaCon and had a profoundly inspirational time. I spoke with you briefly and complimented you on the episode you did on beekeeping. It was very insightful and showed your research. And you were right. We really enjoyed ourselves at the conference. We're sending you a package of some of our stuff. Now, I want you to make sure you get this right. Mountain Warrior Honey. And they sent us several bottles of their great stuff. And what's really cool, if you guys like patches, he sent us the coolest patch. That's a patch in the world. Huck's sitting here, look at this. What do you think of that? She's staring at it right now going, whoa, Dad, what is that? Hey, come here, come here, come here. You want to see it? Huh? Yeah, good girl. So, thank you very much to Mountain Warrior Honey in Longmont. And then he also sent me a note that he put up these posters for his lost dog, and he ended up getting it back. So I'm really glad you guys got it back, because I'm a big, big pet advocate. I'm a pet advocate for a lot of reasons. First of all, you spell dog backwards and you get God. A lot of people have said that God put the dogs here to love us. And I can tell you, they helped me a lot with my mental recovery from Ben. I can tell you that last couple Christmases have not been good for Dave, because I knew Ben was in bad shape before he took his life. He wouldn't accept any help. And then being away from him over the holidays just kills me. And I'm sure I've got to let Huck out here. Thank you for coming in, sweetie. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Thank you. I am not kidding you guys. I'm not kidding you. That dog knows to come in, pose, and then she can leave. She knows I swear she knows she's on camera. So, anyhow, the first time around the holidays, Ben wasn't here. It was heartbreaking. And for weird kind of thing, it's not getting any easier for me. It's still a huge void in my life. And I know all of you out there, there's every family has their story. Something's wrong. Kids aren't talking to parents. I just got an email the other day from a man who hasn't talked to his son in years. And he saw that his son wrote a book. And he's reading the book. And he says, I can't believe my son, did such a good thing in life and is proceeding well, and my son won't talk to me. I know so many parents that the generation where we raise kids don't want to talk to the parents. I don't understand it. I really don't. If you really hate the parents, if the parents molested you, did something morally abusive, I understand. But short of that, being a parent is the hardest job in the world. There's no manual you can follow or get directions. You're really on your own. And maybe some of us are slow learners, but we all tried. Some tried more than others. It's probably one of my saving graces in life, is I gave up so many job promotions and advancement to stay with my family at all costs, that I know that there isn't much else I could have done that I didn't sacrifice for my family. And I lean on that a lot. I don't want to get too much into that right now, but I do have some letters for you. A Christmas present, per se, because I know some of you like to listen. So kick back, get a hot chocolate. If you went to the store yesterday and you have your almond croissant, perfect. If not, I like to have donuts on Christmas morning. All right, this is a letter from a man. Hey Dave, I've been meaning to write this letter for the last year. Last year I went through a divorce and a heartbreak struggle to put to words. I came dangerously close to committing suicide more than once. I've had a strained relationship with my father and had stopped going to church sometime previously. I felt like I had no one to turn to, and the pain felt like something beyond this world that would never end. For some reason, I happened to come across several of your videos about your son and the pain his death caused you. Unbelievable amount. Your son's story and your message saved my life. I was going to end it all. Instead, because of your video, I decided to reach out to my father the night I was going to do it. After a tear-jerking conversation, he talked me down. Thank God. I have since taken steps to repair my relationship with my father and focus on my mental health through my church and my personal relationships, both with my family and with God. Since that night, I've gotten my dream job, found an amazing woman who loves me, have a relationship with my father, and now have a beautiful baby boy of my own. All this because of you, Dave. Thank you. I know Ben must be proud of everything you do. You saved my life with this story. That's what it says. Thank God. Thank you. I've had a few of these stories over my last couple of years. Only thing I could say, if you're having a tough time in life, really tough time, and you're thinking about ending your life, taking your life may end your pain. But what you're doing is you're shifting that pain to the people that love you the most. You're shifting that pain, and that pain will last with your family forever. Those loved ones will always carry it. They'll always think of it. Thank God, this man called his dad. It's Christmas. Put down the defenses. Put away the hate. Everyone deserves a second or third chance in life. Everybody does. As years go by, people change. They look into their past. They think about the future. They dream about the future. And they know the mistakes they made in the past. When you look into your past, you probably weren't perfect either. Relationships are tough. It's a two-way street. It's a lot of deposits emotionally and a lot of withdrawals emotionally. But as we get older, hopefully you have more empathy. Give it a chance. Please. Next story. It says, Dave, I'm not sure if you'll read this, but it relates to a recent set of videos that you made about missing truckers. Yeah. This was probably about 7 years ago, and it's a true story of an unknown event that occurred with a moving company on their return trip after having moved someone from Chicago to New York City. This story was told to me by a medical professional that handled the case. To be more specific, the medical professional was a sexual assault investigation nurse. A moving company owned and operated by a married couple was returning to the Chicago area from New York. I'm unsure of the exact area of New York City, but it was there. And I know they were in Indiana prior to entering Illinois, where this occurred. The couple reported that they had pulled over in a hotel parking lot, and I'm not sure if it was to check directions or make a phone call, as I can't remember specifically. But they reported seeing a man or a couple of men staring in their direction when they looked closer, they became aware that the men had no face. They were clearly frightened and drove away from the scene. This was a man and a woman couple, and the woman was driving at the time. The next thing they reported remembering was the car being pulled over in the same parking lot that they had fled, with the man now in the driver's seat with the driver's door open, sitting with his legs outside the vehicle, and the woman was in the passenger seat. Then there was another loss of time. And as fantastical as it sounds, there was a cell phone video recording on their phone taken by an unknown third party from the back seat of the couple facing each other, repeating the phrase, "This isn't happening, this isn't real." They came to the medical professional the following day because of evidence of sexual assault, which, not to get too detailed, but there was some issue that they were experiencing with fluids in certain areas of their bodies. Lastly, they both had GHB in their blood. I know it sounds crazy, and the GHB would probably close the case for the most as a date rape. This was a large grown man and his wife, and the other details are just too weird. This was shared with me by someone very close to me who didn't share names or more specific details because of HIPAA. But this person does not have a habit of looking at paranormal possibilities and shared it with me because I have a little bit of knowledge in that arena. This person watched the cell phone video themselves. I know it'll sound like a crazy story, but it is absolutely true and from a source that would have no reason to make something up so strange. Your video just made that story pop into my head. I thought maybe you'd find it interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of weird things that go on with truckers, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, you've been watching. I'm telling you, a lot of weird stuff in this world. Next letter. Hey Dave, I've been following you for a few years now. I have all your books. I've also seen your Missing 411 movies, 3 of them. The last movie was the most interesting. Anyhow, last movie, Missing 411, the UFO connection. Anyhow, I'd like to share 2 stories with you. I can't remember the exact date of this incident. During the summer of 2012, my ex and I went on one of our driving trips. I am from Merced, California. We love to go to the Cathays Valley for our drive. Cathays Valley is a small town right before Mariposa, going towards Yosemite. It's a 30-minute drive from where we live. We stopped by an old bridge on Indian Gulch Road. It was dark. My ex and I always stop at the bridge to get out and throw our fishing poles in. The area is surrounded by many trees and rocks. There's houses around as well, but not close to each other. It was dark, and we could see the stars very clearly. I wasn't fishing this particular time. Instead, I was glaring at the most beautiful sky I had seen. The stars looked beautiful. As I was observing the sky, I saw this light moving that didn't look like a star. As I kept my eye on it, the light switched on brightly as if someone had a huge flashlight on in the sky. It moved around a bit. I got scared and told my boyfriend about it. But as soon as he looked in the sky, the light disappeared. 10 minutes go by as my boyfriend sees the light in the sky turning on like someone turned on a huge flashlight. As we both talked about this light, it was as if whoever was in it heard us. The light then flew very fast in another direction and got smaller and smaller until we both couldn't see it. We were alone out there. It gave us both the creepiest feelings, so we decided to leave. Never again have I ever seen anything quite like that again. Now, come to the end of September 2023. My now boyfriend and I went to Atwater to go pick up a car from an auto mechanic. As we went to go talk to the guy, I stayed behind in my car. As I waited, our little cousin who lived by there came outside to talk to me. It was just the two of us. She pointed out that there are some strange lights in the sky. I looked, and there's this huge ring of green light. It looked like a ring of dotted lights surrounding a huge UFO-type craft. The craft was bigger than 5 buses put together. I took my phone out to try to record, but before I could get on my camera, the lights disappeared. It was the strangest thing I'd ever seen. Whatever it was looked like it came straight out of some Star Trek movie. I still, to this day, cannot remember any other similar story of what I saw. I just wanted to share my stories with you. If you had anything similar, let me know. It was strange all the way around. Anyhow, thank you for doing everything you can to inform the world of strangeness. Thank you for being the man to lead all of us. Many blessings to you and yours. Thank you for that. A lot of people live life. They look at the ground. They're not looking up. Look up. Look up. Pay attention. Merry Christmas to you, Dave, Angie, and of course, Huck. Peace be the journey for Ben. Amen. I've been wanting to share with you my story for a long time now. Just like so many, I'm sure there's an element of hesitation due to embarrassment and judgment. Let me say also that I've shared my experience with only one person. I've always experienced sleep paralysis since I was a kid, probably as early as 5. It's a frightening feeling. How do you process that when you're a little kid? Also, when I was little, I would wake up sitting on the floor or couch with my parents, oftentimes with a drink and a snack, watching reruns of Star Trek. My parents called these episodes spells. The next day, my parents would say, "Hey, do you remember the spell you had last night?" These continued into adulthood. Generally speaking, in that situation, I still have my thoughts and emotions like most of that experience is. I actually learned if I tell myself, okay, relax, don't fight it, I would come out of it. One night, this did not happen. This was approximately 4 years ago. As I recall, approximately 2 a.m., I went into a typical paralysis. I was alone. My wife was at work. I remember the paralysis. Attempted to relax, expecting to come out of it, but I didn't. Next, I found myself being lifted up off the bed. I also recall a whirring, W-H-I-R-R-I-N-G sound. Seems I also remember the start of rotations in the air. I looked up to my right and saw what I would describe as a gray standing behind a platform or console manipulating some sort of controls. I don't recall seeing any bright lights. I kid you not, my first thought was, oh, hell no, like one would hear in the movies. Next, I cried out the name Jesus. I'm very sure it was audible. Dave, that instant, I dropped hard back into the bed and everything stopped. I clearly remember the whirring sounds and winding down as I lay on the bed. Later in the day, I asked my neighbors if they heard or saw anything unusual. Well, I guess they didn't, hoping for some kind of tangible proof. I don't know what this entity was for sure, but it responded in the name of Jesus, which is the name above all names in Scripture. Thank you for being a safe place where I could share my experience. Just ask that my name be withheld. Otherwise, you can use my story moving forward. Thank you again, Huck, Dave, Angie. And they say, we grieved with you when Ben left this world. Pray for you. Your work is amazing. Next. You know, the number of times I've heard that story that I just read to you, offshoots of it, hundreds, maybe thousands. Pretty common. Next story. Hey Dave, I just tried to leave a comment on your 8th missing trucker segment. Unfortunately, someone or something took over my keypad on my phone, and I literally could not leave a message as it was typing words that I was not typing. This may be a reason for your lack of comments. I believe the powers that be do not want speculation on this topic. Let me say something about this. Probably the most frustrating thing I've ever had in any business relationship with anybody is YouTube not allowing comments on the videos. It seems like they're allowing 15 to 20 comments, 21, 22 comments per video, nothing more. Who can make those comments? I have no idea. Who, what, why? And why can't other people make comments? I went from 300 to 500, 600 comments per video down to 17 to 20. After the first video that happened to, views of the trucker series dropped 20%. That's huge. Huge. As I've said before, when you are somebody like me on YouTube, you have to have what's called a partner. That partner manages maybe 50 sites like mine. In all my years on YouTube, I've never contacted the partner. I contacted him this time. And I was very calm, very deliberate about the things I complained about. And trust me, YouTube is getting the comments. They may get rid of me, who knows. Next letter. Hey Dave, I just remembered something. A school biology teacher once told a class about truckers. He said they have fertility problems. And he followed by, quote, no, it's not the bouncing up and down. It's that it gets hot where their male reproductive organs are located. They don't get enough ventilation there, and it causes the reproductive organs to be damaged. So perhaps some super intelligent entities are studying our species and population growth, and studying those truckers would be vital to their research. After all, we humans study populations of wild species on Earth, and who's to say that there aren't beings more sophisticated than us in our galactic neighborhood who are doing the same thing? Brilliant. Brilliant. Smart. I get it. That's a good thought. You know who else has fertility problems is bicyclists. I'm not talking about bicyclists that, drive around on weekends on a bike comfortably, riding a trail. No, I'm talking about hardcore bicyclists that are on their road bikes every other day, putting 50, 60 miles on. They have fertility problems too. For the same, I don't know, I'm guessing for the same reasons, who knows. I haven't heard of many of them being abducted though. So, there was a video uploaded yesterday about truckers. There'll be one uploaded tomorrow. I wanted to do this today, just as a Christmas gift, something special, something to get your mind off of things. Obviously, you're not going to be watching this if you're with a ton of family, but if you're home alone, just remember, everybody in this community are polite. Because if they weren't polite, they wouldn't be here. I've already eliminated hundreds. But everyone here, I gotta say, nice people. Polite, caring, make very, very nice comments, insightful comments. That's why I like the comments that were placed. And I've enjoyed that section of my videos. So I want to get that back up and moving. Now there's videos before that you can still make comments on, which I don't understand. And I still read those, by the way. Ready? Every day I spend a lot of time reading. Between the emails and the comments on the videos, a lot. Remember, I'm also on Rumble. And I just put up a new video about positive news, good news, news that'll make you smile. And if you go to Rumble and then you type in on Rumble, Missing 411, David Paulides presents the factual news. Paulides, Paulides. You'll find it. Got a lot of cool comments there. And you can make a comment. And there's also, I think, 7 or 8 segments of the news that I've uploaded since I started that on Rumble. Get your mind clear. The sun will rise tomorrow. And we're lucky we all have each other. And I'm very lucky I have you. I'll say that right now. Thank you. And if you were here, Huck could give you a big old lick. Well, I hope you have a nice Christmas and holiday season and New Year's. And I will be back very soon. In fact, tomorrow, another video. Be safe. Paulides out.